the Emperor indeed. Victory. The commissars, I remember they spoke of this. Victory is parades, streamers, smiles and cheers. But this, where I reside, is a field of bone and ash and anger. But maybe victory is the small things. That flower in that field of ash.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back. And today I really want to talk to you guys sort of about like the whole premise and like the whole idea and the reasoning behind a lot of these dioramas that I make, and how hopefully I can inspire you guys to sort of either like make your own or even just get thinking about dioramas that you might like to see. I'm always open to suggestions, and I'm happy to sort of build these things. At some point I'm going to have to get rid of some because I had to make a painting last time because I have no space left on my shelves. And I've got to stick to these smaller ones at the moment, I think, until I can find something to do with these. I might potentially, if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, I might do a couple of giveaways and give away some of my bigger ones, some of my smaller ones. I'm keeping my Krieg one though. That's quite a special one to me. I think I enjoy that one too much. But that's something to discuss at a later point. But what I want to do, is just touch on a few things that I've probably mentioned in the past, but haven't quite gone into the right details about. So if that's going to interest you guys, stick around, drop a like, subscribe, comment down below, share it to your friends, tell them all about the amazing world of random internet guy, Rig Miniatures. Now, what do I mean when I say going back and touching on things? That's right back to the very first sort of, I hadn't done a diorama video yet, I'd spoken of it, and I was like, oh, well, come on, let's just go out and do it. And it's the basic, it is the Billy basics, the concept. Where does the idea come from? Where do we go from there? How do I create what I like to believe are these little slices of a universe that we don't live in, luckily, try to bring them to life in my own way? And whilst I'm doing it as well, I like to think of, I could do this little Easter egg or that little Easter egg, because I'm quite prone to popping an Easter egg in or two. I don't know why, I just find absolute pleasure in doing that. So some of them are very in your face and quite obvious, and some of them are very subtle, and I'll be surprised if people even know that there's an Easter egg there at times, Anyway, that's going to a different part of it. But the whole concept and idea, I tend to just think of what model would I like to start with. Right, I need to stop myself, I need to slow down, I keep going into things weirdly. So, there's 3 things you need to get yourself a diorama and to build your diorama and to get your thinking process into how you're going to design it and how you're going to build it. Is these 3 things. Number 1, your model. So what is the subject going to be? Is it going to be Grimaldus? Is it going to be that Tau Bata suit? Is it going to be a Chaos Psyker? Number 2, your background. Is it going to be a nighttime scene? Is it going to be a daytime scene? Is it going to be in a swamp? Is it going to be in a forest? Is it going to be a desert? So your background, the backdrop. And then 3, your base. What is the subject going to be standing on to go into that environment, that background that we've got for it? Is there going to be a lake? Is there going to be a pool? Is there going to be a trench? Is there going to be a crater? Is there going to be half a dead space marine? Is there going to be, is there going to be a bolt gun here, a crate over there, a dead tree, a flower, all these little details that you think, they're not that important to think about straight away, but actually they add so much to the story. So, quick recap: your model, your background, your base. Honestly, in my very own opinion, That is the best way to think about it. And you can apply that to everything else as well. Like you can apply that to when you're building your army. You know, what's the army going to be? Well, the subject. What is the backing going to be? So how do I want to ground this in a reality? And then 3, how am I going to base them? Like, are they slugging through a swamp because that's what you imagine your orc army is going to be doing? Are they in an industrial wasteland because that's where the Tau have just invaded? These little things, I think, are just so... They can be so easily forgotten and not thought about that we just plow in. We go, right, I've got all these Black Templar Marines now, and he's standing on grass. He's got some rubble underneath him, great, and he's in a swamp, and that one's in a desert. You know, these things can all mix in, and you know, whatever, you know, what I'm thinking about for my dioramas could help you with building your army, with basing your tanks, your monsters, or making your own dioramas and your own display pieces that, you know, you get to put up on your shelves and you can look at, and they can bring you joy every time you look to them. And maybe even you might make a little diorama of a particular model that is nothing to do with your army, and then you go, right, actually I really like how I based that, so now I can take that, I can remember when I was doing that, and I can go, right, that was the idea behind this, and I can now expand and put that into a whole new universe, this whole new world for this whole new army that you want to build. Maybe I hope I'm making sense to you guys. I really do when I say this, because I want you guys to make cool models. I want to see cool models. I want to, you know, inspire you guys to make cool things, because I want to see cool things. I want to see those little slivers of 40k universe that you've chopped out of your own imagination. You've brought it to life, you know, and you can bring it from anywhere. Like with this diorama that I'm building here, the whole purpose was, you know, I saw this flag that came in the command box, and I was like, well, I could do something with this spare one. And then I started thinking back to that picture of the Tau Fire Warrior that's on that sort of like mountain of skulls, and I was like, I could do something with that. And then I thought, I don't really want the mountain of skulls. It's a bit on the nose, grimdark. I was like, well, I want to get something grimdark in there, so a skeleton. Oh well, what about getting the skeleton, cladding him in Cadian armor, and having him as a remnant of a long lost battle that was fought long ago. That's the word I'm trying to say. And you know, the world is scarred and damaged, and he's dead, but there's that life element to it where, you know, the tree's dead, the guy's dead, his kit's still lying around, and the flag's still flying, and the battlefield is starting to heal itself. So that flower is growing up and growing through. And that's sort of like, for this, I would say that would be like the Easter egg in it. It's the life and death element of a battle scene. And that's, you know, that's where you take those concepts of, you know, the model, the background and the base, and you can just push it a little bit further, you know, to really find the meaning of it, 42. And once you've got that meaning of it, you can take it to different levels. And yeah, I don't know, this is a bit of a weird video. This is more sort of like, look, I want you guys to sort of know, you know, this is the process that I go through, this is the process that you can go through, and I just want to see cool models, guys. Just like you. I mean, I'm sure that's why you keep coming back. I'm assuming that my little dioramas are pleasing to look at and fun, and just bring that element to life. That sort of, that model that might sit in your shelf, might sit in your box, might sit in a drawer, and you know, just totally inanimate, but now you can take it and stick some magnets on his feet and on his base and now you've got a diorama you can play with, or just something that's just pleasing to look at to make you go, oh yeah, I remember when I made that. That was cool, and I like how I did that, and or I can improve on that for next time and later, you know. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry if this wasn't quite the video that you were expecting or the video that you wanted, but I feel like this last bit, since I was like, whoa, hang on, slow it down. You know, I really have just sort of spoken from the soul, from my heart, because I'm passionate and I want to do more of these things, and I want you guys to, you know, to have your input into it, and I want to see your stuff, and I want to show you guys my stuff. That's why sometimes the paint is still drying on my dioramas, because I want to show you the cool thing I made. Look at the cool thing I made, guys. Come on. Not just me? Okay, never mind. Anyway, I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's maybe helped some of you guys, or doesn't. Anyway, I'm always open for questions. Ask away. I've got to do that. I've got to do the broadside next. I want to do a commando, but you guys have chosen the broadside, so I suppose that will be the next video that will be coming out before the end of the month. Anyway, guys, I hope to see you in the next one. I really, truly do. Have a fantastic day, evening, night, and I'll see you then.